Good morning or good evening, depending on where you are in the world. We are here with the Race Department Touring Car Championship Season 11. It should be a good race today. We're coming from Cordoba, that's round 4. The championship is heating up at the top. We're in the qualifying session at the moment. We're a couple of minutes in, it's a 20-minute qualifying session. And I say we're in there already at the moment, but I am a stand-in commentator today for you guys, so you might have to bear with me just a little bit. My knowledge of the league is not going to be as good as the usual commentators, but they've had to, unfortunately, be detained for other reasons, and I've been asked to stand in and try and commentate the league event that we've got today. So yes, this is round 4. We're into qualifying, 17.5 minutes of the 20-minute qualifying session still to go. The league standings are very interesting. It's very close at the top. The top 4 drivers are separated by just 10 points. In the lead at the moment is Jamie Pyatt, 290 points for him. Chris Stacey, the league organizer, is in second place, 5 points behind, 285 for Chris Stacey. Third place is Brody Steen, and that is 280 points, and also fourth place is on 280, which is Michael Stead. So the top 4 places, all Australia drivers. But then we have Matt Legale, Guernsey driver. He's in 5th place. Still within touching distance of the lead there. He's on 273 points. But yeah, very close at the top. So hopefully this round 4 is going to be a very interesting race. Now, as I say, qualifying has already started. We are 16.5 minutes left on the clock. Jamie Pyatt has already put in a lap. Not everybody's turned a lap yet, so I'm going to switch to Jamie Pyatt now. We've got on the cameras Joseph Wright. You can't hear him, but I can hear him. So he's on the camera work, so he's doing all the screens and hard work for us tonight on the cameras. But yeah, we're following Jamie Pyatt at the moment, or certainly I am. His lap time is 1:22.6, but so far Chris Stacey has managed to stick the pole position at the moment. Jamie Pyatt is getting a improved split on as he comes around through the last sector towards the start-finish line. Onto that start-finish straight now. Will he move up a few places? I think this is going to be good for him. Yes, indeed. Jamie Pyatt takes a pole position, just 37 hundredths ahead of Chris Stacey. As I said, it's very close at the top. These cars really result in some incredibly close racing. They're almost like micro machines. They're shrunken versions of the full-size cars, driven by a motorbike engine, revs very high, but the full power, the power band, is not necessarily right at the top rev range of the cars. Now I'm going to switch to 3rd place Kevin Harris, who is just come to the end of the first sector. He's 200ths down off the leader or pole position driver, which is Jamie Pyatt. So Kevin Harris, I hope I'm going to get a split time. He is about halfway through that second sector, so hopefully going to get a split time coming up shortly. So 101.928 is the fastest split. How is Kevin going to do? Oh, this must be an outlap or something for him. Split time significantly off pace. We'll stick with him because he's only got a few more corners to go before he comes up to a flying lap. He's now pushed down to 4th place. Jamie Pyatt in pole still. Chris Stacey still in 2nd. Sean Allen has snuck himself into 3rd place on the grid. So with Kevin as he goes across the line, and Jamie Pyatt has improved his time, now 3 tenths ahead of Kevin. Jamie Pyatt 1:22.016 that time at the moment. So Kevin around turn 1, very fast right-hander. You got the pit exit there joining in from the side. He's got a clear bit of track ahead of him, so he's got a good opportunity now to set a improved time. If he can find a 10th or 2, he'll pick up a place, 3 tenths, and he's going to be fighting for that pole position. First split coming up. He is improved. It's in green, so it's an improved split time for Kevin. But not in purple. Purple would indicate that it is the fastest split set so far. So we're about midway through the second sector now. Quite a sharp left-hander, and then he will go across that second sector split. What have we got? It's in purple. This is very good for Kevin Harris. He is 1600s up on the best second sector split. This could see him moving up at least a place or two. Could he take pole position? Running right to the limit of the track there, round that last corner. Very controlled lap there that looks really tidy. Has he done enough to take pole position? It's going to be close. He does take pole position. It was great to get that lap. 121.978. I believe that's the first driver to sneak into the 21s, and Kevin Harris takes pole position with just 12.5 minutes remaining on the clock. Great lap there from Kevin. I'm glad we caught that one. Let's see who else is close to that start-finish line. Fifth place, Brody Steen is just about to head across that start-finish line. Now we're running custom skin pack here, so we've got all the really nice looking car colours that you can see out there. Brody's currently got a 122.58. It's his best lap, turned 6 laps so far. He's round turn 1 that looked fairly tidy, the car just getting a little bit lively on the apex there, but controlled it well as we head down the back straight, the fastest part of the circuit, to a very fast right-hander. He's got space in front of him, we've got Sam Smith in front of him, but I don't think that's going to affect his lap at all. First sector split is not the best he's done. 2/10 give or take off the fastest split, but given that he's 6/10 down overall compared to Kevin Harris, the pole position driver at the moment, that would indicate that he's got a chance of improving his position, but 4/10 behind Sean Allen, so a big improvement, relatively speaking, will be needed for Brody to move up a few positions on the grid. Sam Smith running wide there. Oh, and just getting a bit out of control, a bit wiggly as his back end got on the curb there. It's a shame for Brody. He's looking like a reasonably good lap at the time. So it is very close at the top. I've just switched to Jamie Pyatt. He's coming around that last corner. I'm not sure if he's going to stay out for another hot lap or not, but we might just see. He is fractionally quicker. It's even closer now, my word. We didn't catch, or I certainly didn't catch the whole of that lap, but I saw him go across the line, and yes, that's right, viewers, it is just 4 thousandths slower than Kevin Harris. You really can't get much difference than that in the split times. Now, if you are watching on any of our broadcasting medias, that's YouTube or Twitch, then do please say hello in the chat. I've got the chat up on screen. I can see your messages. If you've got any questions, I'll do my best to answer them. I mean, bear in mind that, as I say, I'm fresh to the league, standing in for a couple of other commentators who haven't been able to attend today, but I'll do my best to help you out. So please do ask questions. This is Automobilista, the game that we're running here. So we're still with Jamie Pyatt now. His first split wasn't very good at all. We'll keep an eye on his second split, but I'm expecting that's it's not going to be anything to talk about. I think, given his first sector split was not good at all. Oh wow, completely wrong. Look at that. His second sector split is 1/10 quicker. Could this be Jamie Pyatt taking the pole position? He's only got one more corner to go, really, and he will have that in the bag. I thought his first sector split wasn't that quick, but maybe I didn't quite read the numbers correctly. Nonetheless, here he goes across the line. Oh, he does. He takes pole. He lost about a tenth he lost in that last sector. It's a very short last sector, but nonetheless, he still manages to pip Kevin Harris to that pole position. Jamie Pyatt, 121.949. So just the lead 2 drivers, just the front row, Kevin Harris and Jamie Pyatt, into the 21s as it stands at the moment. Now, 4th place, Sean Allen has just started a fast lap, I think, so riding with Sean Allen now. He needs just 9 thousandths to take 3rd place off Chris Stacey. Coming now towards the end of that first sector rather, And it's purple. That is a fantastic split time, given how quick that first sector is. Only one significant corner, just the first corner really to write home about. He has managed to make up about 3 or nearly 400, 40 hundredths rather. Second sector split approaching. Oh, he lost a lot of time in that one. In fact, yes, he's decided to bail on that lap. Clearly not going to get an improvement. 8 minutes on the clock, so I'm sure we'll see Sean Allen out again, trying to improve on his time. Chris Stacey, now we haven't given Chris any screen time, I don't believe, in the nice livery there, the blue and black custom livery. Third place for Chris Stacey at the moment. Round turn 1. Little bit of traffic ahead of him. Only Sean Allen coming back out of the pits, but clean through there. Alex Schmertz just ahead. So the end of the first sector is just after this second corner, but this second corner is very fast, just feathering the throttle as Chris Stacey turns in for that one, very tidily through that corner. It's purple, so Chris Stacey improves on the overall first sector split. Alex Schmertz disappears stage right as he loses that back end on the exit of turn 3. Doesn't seem to have got in the way of Chris Stacey. Very, very smooth. Now this is the crucial split, second sector split. This is the real indicator of whether he's going to improve on his position or not. Oh, see, nearly 4 tenths down, 3.5 tenths down for Chris Stacey. He would have to put in an incredible last sector, bumping over the curbs there, keeps it under control. I'd be surprised if he improves on position, but it's not impossible. Heading towards that last run across the line, 4 tenths down, as we suspected. That second sector does seem to be the crucial one. If you can improve your time in the second sector, then that is where you can seem to pick up a lot of the tenths that you might need to improve position. Getting pretty hectic and busy out on the track there. Jamie Pyatt currently in pole position, 6 minutes left on the clock. Kevin Harris in second place, Chris Stacey in third, Sean Allen in fourth, Michael Stead is in fifth place, Brody Steen is in sixth place. That's first to sixth, separated by just under 4 tenths of a second. Now Matt Legale is in seventh place. So we had the standings, I was looking at the standings earlier. It is very close. Matt Legale is in fifth place in the standings. That is 17 points behind the leader, Jamie Pyatt. Jamie Pyatt obviously in pole position, so he'll be happy with that. Gives him his best chance of securing his lead in the championship. Only a 5-point lead, so every race, every point is still very critical. Chris Stacey is in second in the championship. He is currently third on the grid. He is, give or take, 2 tenths behind Jamie Pyatt. Jamie Pyatt's just set the fastest first sector time once again. Is he going to try and secure his pole position? 29 hundredths ahead of Kevin Harris. The second sector split coming up. This is the crucial one. He's had clean track, clean air. Locking up ever so slightly. Keeps it smooth. Looked pretty good, and there you can see the split. That is very close indeed. He'd need a really good last sector, but he could improve. Maybe opening up that lead to a tenth or two if he can nail this last sector. Car getting lively there on the last corner. Don't think there's going to be any improvement. No, it isn't. But consistently quick times there from Jamie Pyatt, just out of the 1 minute 21 second mark. Very good indeed. Now I can see a few questions on the chat. Let's just try and catch up with those. Yeah, what sim we're using from Javier Garcia. Nice to have you, Javier. Yeah, the sim we're using is Automobilista. British Biscuit, what up? Hello to you, sir. Thank you for joining us. Daniel Trapp just saying, why is his donation from way back when we did the 6 hours of Silverstone, still the most current one? I don't know, Daniel. People just aren't being in the generous mood, maybe. But yeah, you can watch us on Twitch or YouTube. Subscribe or follow if you feel like it. You get the automatic notifications of any streams that we're running. And of course, if you're feeling generous enough to make a donation, it would be greatly appreciated. Now, Jamie Pyatt is quicker now in the second sector. Just seen the split times come up. Nearly a tenth quicker by the end of the second sector. The third sector's looking good. I didn't see the car getting too wild through those last couple of corners. Will he extend his pole position? Oh, no, he doesn't. Another great lap from Jamie Pyatt, but he doesn't quite manage to improve on his time. Now, we've got 2 minutes and 40 seconds left on the clock. Nick Milton is racing with us tonight. He is a reserve driver. I can't recall who he's standing in for, but Nick Milton is with us tonight, so it's nice to have him out there. I think also Alan Ramsbottom is a reserve driver standing in for somebody else tonight as well. So that's 14th and 15th as it stands on the grid at the moment. Now, Michael Stead is in 7th place at the moment. He's coming to the end of a hot lap. He's got 5th place Brody Steen, just a little bit further up the track. We'll stick with Michael. He's got 1 minute 50 on the clock. See if he's staying out on another hot lap. It's pretty close all the way down to 7th place between 1st and 7th, so they're only separated by, as I say, under 4 tenths. Now, it wasn't a particularly quick lap for Michael there, half a second down off the leader. But we're going to stick with Michael for another lap. 7th place at the moment. Now, Aussie coloured car there. Jamie Pyatt just set a new fastest lap, 1:21.936 for Jamie Pyatt, extending his pole position by just a few more hundredths. As Michael comes towards the end of Sector 1. And Michael set the fastest first sector. The car's getting very wild there, though. Oh, wild again. He's clearly pushing as hard as he can. First sector was fast. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to maintain that for the second sector, given his car was getting certainly lively through the corners. Keeping it smooth seems to be the way to get these cars quickly around the track, but we're sticking with Michael as he comes towards the second sector. This is the crucial one. Does he see any improvement? Green would mean better for himself. It's green for him, not purple anymore. He's 3 tenths, just over 3 tenths down off the pole time for the second sector. He needs to really nail sector 3 if he's going to improve, but he doesn't need much to get 5th place off Sam Smith. Let's see what happens as he heads towards that start-finish line. He's moved up into 6th place, I believe it was, and 7th up into 6th. Not sure. I thought that was a position improvement there, but I didn't get the split time, so I'm not certain. I thought he'd moved up a position there for a moment. Yes, sorry, just hearing over the radio, Sean Allen and Brody Steen are exactly the same time. Hadn't spotted that. The clock's reached 0 now, so only drivers that are out on their fastest laps will be able to continue and set a time. But yeah, 4th place Sean Allen and Brody Steen in 5th. They have set exactly the same time, at least down to the 1,000th of a second, as far as I can see at the moment. The game is clearly deciding that Sean Allen's in 4th. Maybe that's because he's set the time first. Not completely sure, but yeah, that's how close the racing is. Not even 1,000th of a second separating 4th and 5th place. Impressive work indeed. Just a few drivers left out on track. Brody Steen now coming across the line for his very last attempt at improving his time. And Brody Steen does a last-ditched effort. I didn't catch that lap. I'm not sure if our cameraman did, doing a better job than maybe I was. But 3rd place for Brody Steen. He was tying with 5th place Sean Allen. Last-ditched attempt moves him up to 3rd place. He will be very happy with that indeed. So the last driver across the line. So we can go through the standings. So, pole position for Jamie Pyatt. That's good news indeed for him. He is leading the championship on 290 points, just 5 points ahead of Chris Stacey. But nonetheless, pole position for race 1. He'll be very happy with that indeed. Kevin Harris, he brings home second place. That's a nice qualifying position for Kevin. Kevin is currently down in 18th place in the championship. So for him, a good chance of picking up some really good point score, certainly off race 1. And I should think he is definitely giving himself a pat on the back for that qualifying performance there. Brody Steen in 3rd place. Brody's currently 3rd in the championship as well, so it's looking promising for him. Chris Stacey, he's in 4th place. Chris is 2nd in the championship. He's the guy that's chasing down Jamie Pyatt, just 5 points separating Jamie and Chris, the lead pair. Sean Allen brings home 5th place. So looking at the teams there, that's currently 3rd and 5th place for Race on Oz Motorsport. 3rd and 5th, Brody Steen and Sean Allen are teammates. So they'll be very happy with that performance. I'm just going to have a quick look at the team position. So the lead team at the moment is the Roaring Pipes Maniacs. But their best position is 7th at the moment. So yeah, they're doing well on the team points, but the qualifying not maybe as good as they wanted tonight. Sam Smith brings home 6th place for Tin Shed Racing. I say Roaring Pipe Maniacs, the best driver then Michael Stead, he's in 7th. Matt Legale, he is in 8th place. 5th place in the championship for Matt Legale, 273 points, 17 points behind the lead. So Matt will be happy, I think, with that qualifying position, but yeah, I'm sure he would have been wanting another place or two on the grid if he could manage it. Fred Locklear, 9th place. Jeremy Talbot is in 10th. That rounds off the top 10. And talking of the top 10, we have a reverse grid, as is the norm for these Touring Car Championship races. So the top 10 is reversed for race 2, 2 30-minute races. Top 10 reversed. We've got a 10-minute warm-up period, which is what we're in at the moment. So yeah, from the finishing order of race 1, the top 10 will be reversed, and then the remaining drivers will run in their finishing order. 11th place is Pavel Koshkin. 12th is Ashley Cowan. 13th, Andrew Scott. Nick Melton, the first of our reserve drivers, standing in for somebody else today. As I say, I'm fresh to the league, so I'm not sure who he's standing in for. Apologies for not being able to give you that information. If you know on chat, guys, if you know who Nick Melton is standing in for, or Alan Ramsbottom for that matter, please do let me know in chat. That would be appreciated. 14th place, Nick Melton. 15th is Alan Ramsbottom. Matt Bailey brings home 16th. Jack Trooper in 17th. Steve Legale, the second of the Guernsey Legale clan. He's in 18th place at the moment. Ollie McGowan now. You've probably seen it before, guys, but I want to show you Ollie McGowan's skin. He has almost a little bit of genius there. If you're at all familiar with Automobilista, you'll know that it has a temp car for when people who've joined the server, and that skin hasn't been loaded yet. If you haven't been back to the pits, when you go back to the pits, it loads all the skins up. But Ollie McGowan taking a little bit of fun, a little poke of fun at the game. He has skinned himself the temp car. So very nice, distinctive skin for Ollie McGowan. We'll keep our eyes open for him. Aidan Keranen, 20th. We've got the broadcast crew there at the end, and Alex Smertz, I'm not sure what his qualifying position was or whether he turned a lap, and Fabrice Bourguignon just appeared at the end there, but we're now seeing, or I'm at least seeing, the warm-up time starting to appear and upset the standings there. So yeah, it's looking like it's going to be a close race, as we've seen, I think, all season in this league event. This is the 4th round. A very quick circuit, lots of fast corners. Have a quick look at the chat messages. We've got 18 million people watching. It's a pleasure to have you all viewing, be that on Twitch or YouTube. Oh, Daniel's been cheeky in the chat. Says, don't give any attention to Joe. Joseph, as I say, Joseph Wright, our cameraman for the event, taking a lot of the hard work away from me so I can attempt to concentrate on the race itself. So just under 6 minutes now left of the warm-up period. Now, as Daniel pointed out, Daniel Trapp, one of our very regular members of Race Department, he was the last guy to donate. If you're feeling incredibly generous, I'm not trying to push you into it, but if you're feeling generous, please don't hesitate. Stick a little bit of a donation there. I think Twitch is the main way to donate. If you're feeling in the mood, click that button, make a donation. I'll even give you a shout out if I spot it on the stream. Joseph, who you guys can't hear, but he's there in the background talking to me if I need the extra information. I'm sure he'll give me the heads up on anybody who donates. And any followers, the followers we certainly get a notification for, that's Twitch followers. It's subscribers on YouTube. I'm not so sure about getting the information about subscribing to YouTube, but yeah, if you follow on Twitch, Joe will give me hopefully the heads up, and I'll give you a shout out on that one as well. So, looking at the championship standings and trying to remember what the grid was before the guys started to turn their warm-up laps. Obviously, we've got the top 4 in the championship. That's Jamie Pyatt, pole position for him. Chris Stacey, 3rd position, I believe. I'm hoping I'm remembering correctly for him on the grid. Brody Steen is in that top 4, and Michael Stead. Those guys separated by just 10 points in the overall championship. They're going to be certainly people to watch, but Kevin Harris, it's really nice to see a driver a little bit further down the championship and making a great run today. He was 2nd place on the grid, front row for him. And what's fantastic about these Aussie racing cars, the ARC Camaro, is that due to their size, 2 wide, 3 wide, and even occasionally 4 wide racing is not unheard of. You can squeeze a lot of these cars side by side on the track, and that does result in a lot of close racing. And because of the power of these cars, they can get a little bit lively on the back end when you're pushing the limits, but they're just quick enough to give close racing if the guys can keep it all smooth and under control. As I say, it said earlier, motorbike engine powering these, they rev very highly, I think to about 10,500 revs, maybe even 11. But that power band is not at the top range. Usually drivers will be shifting up, I would think certainly no more than 10,000, 9.5 to 10,000 revs to maximise the power band. If they leave it too late, the car actually slows down, and certainly I would be doubtful if any drivers, or certainly very few, will be using auto shifting today. If you use the auto shifting, it just revs to the rev limit and then changes, really losing out on the peak power band of these little micro machines. Now, after race 1, we'll be hoping to get a few of the drivers here in the green room on TeamSpeak, have a little chat with those guys. There is a break between the 2 races. I can't remember how long that break is. Joe, I'm sure, will tell me in a moment. 10 minutes, he tells me. I've got a little voice in my ear that you can't hear. Normally that's the wife, but but Joe's taking that duty today. He's not whispering sweet nothings though, it's all very useful information. Just 1.5 minutes now left of a warm-up, and we will be into race proper. We've got a formation lap, followed by a standing start. The damage multiplier is set to 100%. It is maximum damage. Fuel usage and tyre wear are all normal. I wouldn't expect to see any drivers pitting unless that is for damage repair. We're up to 20 million viewers now. We were hoping to be live on the race department homepage as well, but I'm not sure if that's been set up. Certainly we'd have a few more people watching if that was the case, but nonetheless it's a pleasure to have you all joining us today. Don't forget, if you have questions, ask them in the chat. I'm monitoring both the Twitch chat and YouTube chat. Got Ian Navarro in the chat as well. Great to have you, Ian, another regular race department driver. If I spot any other names I recognise. Daniel Chap we've already mentioned. So the closing moments of warm-up. I hope you're looking forward to this this race one. It's going to be really close, and quite interested to see how race 2 pans out with the reversed top 10 from the race 1 finishers. Something that from racing these cars myself that can be quite tricky is getting a good start in these. They can bog it down. You really do need to slip that clutch, or these guys might have a better technique for getting that launch off the start line as good as they can. But when I've been doing it, you need to slip that clutch, you need to hold that rev band around the 8,000 until the car picks up. Once it's going, it's great, but getting it moving off the line, it doesn't want to wheel spin. There will be no smoke off the start line, or I very much doubt there will be. So the server's going to roll over to a race proper any moment now. We got 21 drivers with us today. Few absences have been reported, so we're missing a few drivers, and that's why we've got a reserve or two, as I say, 2 reserve drivers that I'm aware of anyway, and apologies if I've missed anybody, but Nick Milton, Alan Ramsbottom are reserve drivers standing in today. Not sure if they're racing on behalf of somebody else or in their own right, as it were. But there are stand-in reserve drivers today. So we're over into the race period. The drivers have 60 seconds to join the grid, make those final adjustments to the cars. I believe they're meant to be parc fermé, these cars, but I know from the early races that hasn't been enforced on the server, not due to any anything done wrong by our league admins, but a bug in the game for some reason hasn't seemed to be enforcing the parc fermé with these cars in the earlier rounds. We've recently had an update to Automobilista, which is the game we're using today. Don't know if it's been fixed in that or not, but yeah. If they can do those final adjustments, adjusting the fuel strategies maybe. So the server's rolled over now. Guys start off their formation lap. Jamie Pyatt out there at the front of the grid, leading the cars around the track. Orange and black car of Kevin Harris is there. Sorry, not orange and black, sorry, that's not Kevin Harris. That's Brody Steen, I believe. Jamie Pyatt just coming round to turn 2. Kevin Harris close behind. Brody Steen, Chris Stacey, Sean Allen, Sam Smith there as well. Going too quick for me to catch all the names. Oh, Ramsbottom there coming through. Ollie McGowan in the cheeky temporary car skin. A little bit of weaving going on as the drivers try and get heat into those tyres. That is what the formation or warm-up lap is for. Jamie Pyatt will have to be careful though. He doesn't want to be left standing on the start line too long. Then you can get him warm, his tyres cooling off. So he starts to bunch up the field as we come to the end of the second sector. So the second sector split is just after this fairly tight left-hand corner, one of the tightest corners on the track. That's where we'll get second sector split times. Jamie now opened up quite a gap over Kevin Harris in second place. Kevin bunching up that field. Everybody now just cruising around to that start-finish line. We're running on an Australian server. It is an Aussie event after all. It's running on an Aussie timescale, which is why I'm here in the UK. So I'm getting slightly higher pings, but still reasonable as the drivers now form up on the grid. Now our cameraman Joseph, he's also in the UK, so hopefully we won't get too much lag. But anyway, the lights start to come on. 2, 3, 4, 5. They're out, the engines are revved, they're on the move. A little bit of smoke from further down the grid. Looks like Jimmy Pyatt's got a good start. Kevin Harris is losing second place to Brody Steen. Chris Stacey through into fourth place as they head round turn 1. A great start then from Brody Steen. He's moved up one position to second place. They enter the second corner on the track. Chris Stacey running a little bit out, but he pulls that car back in. Kevin Harris having a little look on the inside, maybe. Battle certainly heating up a little bit further down the grid. Jimmy Pyatt managed to pull out a few tenths. Sean Allen is in fourth place at the moment, and Kevin Harris certainly is pressuring the back of Brody Steen right under his rear wing. Now I expect Brody will have the better run out of this corner, as Kevin had a cheeky little lock on the inside there. Brody closed the door, so we're now watching Brody Steen as he cross over that start finish line for the first time. Didn't quite make the apex there, I don't think, or maybe it was an early turn in by Kevin Harris, but nonetheless quite different lines for Kevin Harris and Brody Steen through that first corner. Kevin Harris now clearly not getting the better exit. Sean Allen is pulling to the inside line. The slipstream is absolutely critical here if you want to get the overtake done, but Sean Allen looks like he's going to be able to make it. Yes, Sean Allen up into second place. Sorry, apologies, Sean Allen up into third place. Kevin Harris now down into fourth. And behind them, Michael Stead, Sam Smith, they're involved in their own little close battle. So Sean Allen and Kevin Harris, that seems to be the guys to watch at the moment. Kevin Harris repeatedly pressuring Sean Allen, trying to get that place back after his slow exit of turn 2 as he approached that start finish line once more. Kevin Harris not in the slipstream of Sean Allen, and in fact Michael Stead is now getting close enough to maybe pick up a little bit of a slipstream. This turn 2 is critical. Now Michael Stead running wide on that one, making the same mistake that Kevin Harris did, getting out onto the marbles. Kevin running particularly wide there. He's going to have to watch out for track limits there. Sean Allen keeping it all very smooth and tiny and extending that gap over fourth place Kevin Harris. Michael Stead picking up the slipstream. Cheeky look to the inside. Can he make that stick side by... Oh, almost side by side. Kevin Harris comes across, keeps the position. Michael Stead going to try in the braking zone? No, I think it was a wise move. Michael Stead backing out of that overtake move. But this is where it becomes critical. As you can see, Michael putting pressure on Kevin, trying a few overtakes. But now, as a result of that, Sam Smith is getting particularly close to that battle. This is a battle for fourth place. Kevin Harris in fourth place. Michael Stead in fifth. Sam Smith in sixth place. Michael Stead leaving that break quite late. A little bit of smoke from Kevin Harris. But still keeping it all under control. This is some great racing. I've yet to see a car even go off track. Slightly further down the field, was that an overtake there happening between... not quite sure who that was. So yes, it was Matt Legale. I just caught in the background, I think, with Chris Stacey. So switching now to the rear wing of Matt Legale. He's got Chris Stacey, who tucked under his rear wing down that start finish straight. Chris not moving to the inside. He's deciding to keep that momentum going for that back straight. Chris Stacey in 8th place. He'll be looking to improve on that. He gets a great line through that first corner. He didn't get the slipstream down the start of the back straight, but nonetheless, he's already getting the overlap on Matt Legale. Matt Legale in 7th place, but that is now taken over by Chris Stacey. Chris Stacey up into 7th. Chris will be wanting to improve. He is 2nd in the championship standings, but carrying down at 7th place at the moment. So Chris very keen to improve on the point finish in this race 1 from round 4 of the RDTCC season 11. Jamie Pyatt then still out in the lead, 7 tenths, 6 tenths separating him from Brody Steen. Sean Allen in 3rd place again, another 6 and 7 tenths splitting those two drivers. Then there's a slightly bigger gap down to 3rd and 4th, that's Sean Allen and Kevin Harris. Another fastest lap for Jamie Pyatt, 122.144. We're riding with Kevin Harris looking at Sean Allen just ahead. Michael Stead close behind. Just half a second separating these three drivers. Kevin Harris keeps it all very tidy there. Michael Stead not quite so, losing a little bit of momentum. Kevin is just tucked into the slipstream now of Sean Allen, gaining ever so slightly. This battle for 3rd place is almost becoming a 4-way battle, as we see Sean Allen has got that 3rd place at the moment, approaching now a 2nd gap behind Brody Steen in 2nd. So Sean Allen, Kevin Harris, Michael Stead and Sam Smith, though, the next 4 drivers, they're all within 1 second of each other. So this is quite a close battle, the closest we're seeing at the moment. Further down the pack, I could just see from the track map, 11th, 12th and 13th is looking pretty close as well, but we'll stick with this battle for 3rd. Jamie Pyatt pulling out about a 2nd lead up the front of the field, just looking at the split times. Brody Steen in 2nd place. Oh, Sean Allen's gone wide. This is going to be an opportunity for Kevin Harris. Oh, he's not able to capitalise on that. Very little space for Kevin to make any attempt to overtake between the penultimate corner and the finish line. Just heard a yellow flag warning there, but I don't think it's affecting these drivers. Michael Stead now closely tucked into Kevin Harris's rear wing. Kevin Harris now picking up the slipstream though. Sean Allen defending Kevin Harris, pulling to the inside. It's almost like a train as Michael Stead tried to latch onto that as well. Kevin Harris getting wide onto the marble. He's going to have to be very careful. Michael Stead's on the inside into the braking zone. Oh, that was pretty scary stuff for a moment there. Michael Stead, 4-wheel drift into that corner. Beautiful bit of car control. He was on the inside of Kevin Harris rather, but Kevin managing to carry the momentum through the corner. Kevin keeping hold of 4th place, but you can see that gap now between Sean Allen in 3rd and Kevin Harris in 4th has opened up as Kevin and Michael Stead fight over 4th place. Sam Smith, he's loitering in the background there. He's hoping to maybe pick up a place or 2. If any of these drivers make a mistake, then that would really be a nice position or 2 that Sam Smith would pick up. So keen to go back and have a look a little bit further down the field. 10th, 11th, 12th and 13th are all very close to each other, but we'll stick with 3rd place and 4th place, Sean Allen and Kevin Harris for the moment. Kevin Harris managing to bring in that gap between himself and Sean Allen, that little bit of gap that opened up whilst he was battling with Michael Stead. And once again, Kevin's in that slipstream. Sean Allen's defending, Kevin forced to go wide. Back end just stepping out ever so slightly. He keeps that much better under control. He's going to have a cheeky look on the inside. No, that would be quite a last-ditch effort, but it's forced a mistake out of Sean Allen. Sean Allen gets on the marbles and runs wide. He's going to lose 2. No, he loses 3 places, Sean Allen, in 1 mistake. It's a shame for Sean Allen, but he goes from 3rd to 6th place due to just a single mistake. Sean Allen, though, he's not giving up. He's having a little look back on the inside of Sam Smith. He's got the line. Will Sam go for the over and under? Let's Sean Allen turn in. Can Sam carry the momentum through, pick him up on the exit? I don't think so. It's going to be close. Sam certainly thinking he might have a chance on the outside, but I don't think he's going to make that move stick. So 1 mistake, as I say, from Sean Allen. And he lost 3 places, but he has managed to pick up 1 more in the following corners. Lost 3, picked up 1. 2 places down for Sean Allen. We're going to switch them down to 10th place. So I know these guys up front are having a great battle, but that's Pavel Koshkin. Pavel Koshkin in 10th. He's got Jeremy Talbot, Andrew Scott, Matt Legale. Matt losing, I don't know what's happened to Matt Legale. He's off track, I think, losing places at the moment. Not sure what's happened to Matt Legale. But yeah, Pavel Koshkin's got Jeremy Talbot having a look on the inside. Pavel giving space. Jeremy Talbot getting a little bit wild there. Andrew Scott might be able to pounce into the braking zone. Balls to the inside, leaving it very late. Both guys lock up. A little bit of contact, but they keep it under control. Side by side through the corner. The car's twitching as to try and get the power down. Jeremy Talbot manages to come out of that the better. That was some very close racing as both guys pushed the limits of the braking zone there. But behind them, behind Jeremy Talbot and Andrew Scott, is Matt Bailey. He'll be looking to pounce. Trying to keep my eyes further up the field. That battle for 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th now is raging. We're going to switch to that then. That's 3rd place Michael Stead. He's got a little bit of a gap over Kevin, but just behind this is 3 wide into turn 1 almost. Chris Stacey side by side with Sam Smith. Sam getting just out of the marbles. Very difficult to control, but he does a great job. But Chris Stacey picks up that place. He's fighting his way through the field. I mentioned Chris Stacey. He's in 2nd place in the championship. He was down in 8th place at one point. We saw him pick up 7th, and now he's picked up 6th place off Sam Smith, fighting his way through the field. Sam's not giving up though yet. He's tucked in close behind. Chris Stacey runs wide. Can he get, oh my goodness, can he keep it under control in the braking zone? No, he does well to keep the car under control. He loses the place to Sam Smith. But my concern there was that he was just going to completely miss that braking zone. The cars don't want to stop on the grass for obvious reasons. So credit to Chris there, he ran wide, but he controls the damage, as it were, damage limitation there. He ran a bit wide, but he really carries the momentum through that fast left-hander. Side by side with Sam Smith once more. This battle, though, as it rages, is meaning that the gap between himself and the gap between Chris Stacey and Sam Smith, that pair, and then further up the field, Sean Allen and Kevin Harris, has opened up now to over a second. But Chris Stacey is now clearly past Sam Smith, up into 6th place, and he'll be looking now to try and close that gap on 3rd and 4th place. That's the fighting pair of Michael Stead in 3rd place and Kevin Harris in 4th. Now we're approaching the midpoint of the race, a 30-minute race, 17 minutes on the clock now. Sean Allen pulling to the inside of Kevin Harris, got a great run through turn 1. Kevin not even defending that line there, clear that Sean Allen had such a great run out of turn 1. I wouldn't say let's, but Sean Allen makes that pass. Kevin Harris chooses or opts to keep it nice and tidy and clean, and not to defend too hard, try and keep that momentum going. He'll be aware that Chris Stacey's dropped back just a little bit, and we can see Chris Stacey in the background there, pushing the limits as far as he can to try and close that gap on Kevin Harris. Looking at the split times, I know Jamie Pyatt's out there in the lead. We're giving him very little screen time, I believe, but he is currently nearly 5 seconds ahead of Sean Allen, 3 seconds give or take ahead of Brody Steen. So Jamie Pyatt getting those lap times consistent, and at the halfway point, give or take, he has a little bit of breathing space Jamie's going to have to be aware, though, he is only a couple of hundred metres now behind the first of the lapped drivers, so he'll have a little bit of traffic to pick up on. Sean Allen sets the new fastest lap. He's just by 1,000th of a second snuck into the 121s. 121.999 for Sean Allen. And we can see that Sean Allen has really picked up on that gap between himself and Michael Stead. Maybe his tyres really coming in form now, or maybe the other guys have got a lot more wear on their tyres. A little bit of overlap, Michael Stead giving him the space. But he think Michael's going to hold on to third place, but no, Sean Allen's late on the brakes. Side by side, this is impressive stuff. Michael Stead carrying the momentum through the fast left-hander that they're approaching. He will be able to hopefully just pull out enough gap to be able to defend into the next corner. Into the braking zone, Michael Stead taking slightly tighter line than normal to ensure that Sean Allen can't find a way past. But Sean's now got Kevin Harris once again. Kevin Harris getting involved in this battle for third place. This has been an ongoing battle for third place for quite some time now, between 4 or 5 drivers, a few extra ones getting thrown in there as drivers appear and make their way through the good. Chris Stacey's the one I'm thinking of at the moment. He is fighting his way back up to the rear wing of Kevin Harris. I'm keeping an eye on that gap at the moment. It's standing at around a second, just over a second between Kevin Harris and Chris Stacey. Chris Stacey won't be picking up on any slipstream advantage, so he's got everything to do to try and close that gap on Kevin. But we're still with Michael Stead as Sean Allen once again pulls to the inside down that back straight. He's got the momentum. This time I think Sean's going to make that stick. Pulls to the inside, he's got the overlap, he's almost a car in front there. Sean Allen has to back off ever so slightly. Sorry, not Sean Allen, Michael Stead rather has to back up ever so slightly. And Sean Allen now up into third place. So it's great to see such clean racing. I don't think we've had anybody so far DNF. I'm sure Joe will let me know if there is anybody who's DNF'd. I'm not seeing any on my standing. So Alex Schmertz, thank you. Joe's just whispered in my ear. Alex Schmertz is a DNF at the moment. And maybe that Alex didn't actually make it out onto the start line. I'm not quite sure if he was a DNF or maybe he didn't actually make it out onto the grid, which is a shame for Alex. Nonetheless, we're still getting some great racing out here at the moment. Now, I've got a track map on my screen so I can see where helps me find where the close battles are. I don't think we've got one of those on the stream, but from my track map, it's still this battle for third and fourth. Jamie Pyatt opened up a nice bit of a gap. He's coming up to a lapped driver. 19th place Aidan Karanen is who's coming up to, but Sean Allen are once again side by side with Michael Stead. Michael Stead taking back third place. Yes, he's made it through. Sean Allen there having a cheeky look back up the inside into the next corner. I think Michael Stead's going to make that stick though. Now Chris Stacey, now I say about a lap and a half ago, Chris Stacey was trying his best to close that gap on Kevin Harris. We can see Chris has got a lot of pace. I'm not sure what happened to Chris Stacey earlier on in the race. I didn't see any serious mistakes. He qualified well. If I recall, I believe Chris was in third place. I may not be completely accurate on that, but he was certainly very far up the grid. But we've seen him fighting his way back through from 8th, if not 9th place. But he's now up to 6th place. It's not much of an improvement, but he is right on to the rear wing of Kevin Harris. We're going to switch then to that battle. Chris Stacey closing up, backing out of that attempted overtake into turn 1. Deciding that it's best to wait to the back straight, pick up on the slipstream, which I think he's going to do. But is he going to be close enough to capitalise on the slipstream before turn 2? Here he goes to the inside, diving to the inside. Kevin Harris, Chris Stacey side by side. Chris Stacey in the blue car. Kevin Harris in the striped black, red and white car. A really nice over and under done there from Kevin Harris. Chris Stacey getting the overtake done in turn 2, but Kevin Harris taking that position back. in turn 3, in the braking zone for turn 3. Great battle from these two. Kevin Harris in 5th place, Chris Stacey in 6th. We know Chris has got the pace, but he's got to find a way past, and he's got to do so with obviously out making any detrimental contact with Kevin Harris. Although a little bit of contact is going to happen in these cars. A very, very close racing. Kevin Harris not giving up though. Chris Stacey won't get the best line through that corner. Kevin Harris will be able to carry the momentum. He does. Round onto that start-finish straight. Just over 10 minutes left on the clock now. We have 20 million viewers watching us, joining us for this great battle with the ARC Camaros. Chris Stacey getting not a great line, or certainly a late apex there for Chris Stacey. Kevin Harris getting a much earlier one, but we can see there that really worked for Chris Stacey. He carried much more momentum through the turn 1. And he's managed to open up a gap now, just enough, I think, to keep Kevin Harris out of his slipstream. We're just hearing from the technical team, Alex Smertz, our only DNF, he had technical issues. A big shame for Alex, unable to race today. We're going to switch then slightly further back to the battle between 11th and 12th. Just give some other drivers some screen time. That is Matt Legale and Andrew Scott. I think they are very close together. Yes, Matt Legale in the distinctive green and white Castrol car. Andrew Scott for Bad Cat Racing, I believe, just behind. This is 10th, 11th and 12th that are battling hard. So 10th is Pavel Koshkin just ahead in the green and white striped car. Matt Legale 11th, Andrew Scott in 12th. Keeping an eye on the other split times. I'm just looking at the track map as we watch Matt Legale and Pavel Koshkin. But second place seems to have lost a little bit of time to 3rd and 4th. So let's switch back to second place. I'm going to ride from the rear wing of Sean Allen. And you can see there Michael Stead and Brody Steen side by side in the background. Brody Steen, I think, is going to get that place. A little bit of contact, I think, but minimal. As Michael Stead then goes on the braking zone. That's pretty much the standard move for almost all the drivers. One does the overtake with the slipstream effect down the straight. The other tries to pick it back up into turn 3. Very close racing indeed. And Chris Stacey, he hasn't managed to shake off Kevin Harris. You can see Chris Stacey in the blue car. Kevin Harris very close behind. That's 5th and 6th. It's impressive driving though from Chris Stacey. He really has fought his way back through the field. I'm hoping we'll get to talk to Chris Stacey maybe later on. Find out what happened to his race. Qualified very well, and he's been fighting his way back up the field for the past 20 minutes. Something clearly happened early on in his race. So the closest battle pretty much is 5th and 6th. So yeah, 5th and 6th is Chris Stacey. We see Kevin Harris in the slipstream down that start-finish straight. Once again, he chooses to hold off, but he's got the inside line. He's just forcing a gap there between himself and Chris Stacey. But I think Chris Stacey's got the momentum out. But Chris Stacey's already defending. Kevin Harris has got the slipstream. He knows he's got the slipstream. So Kevin Harris sticking to the rear wing of Chris Stacey as they approach turn 2. Kevin not quite able to capitalise on that. Is he going to try and do it on the brakes? That's the question. Does he pull to the inside? Chris Stacey taking a slightly defensive line there. You can see he wasn't all the way over to the left-hand side of the track. From the driver's point of view, at least, he wasn't all the way over there. Leaving a bit of a gap, making it even harder for Kevin Harris to try and pull a move on him under the brakes into turn 3. Jamie Pite still working his way a little bit through the grid. He's passed Ashley Cowan in 20th place. Jamie Pite's through. 2nd place, Sean Allen will be coming through on him soon. 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th is really where the close battle is, and we're still with Chris Stacey trying to keep Kevin Harris behind him whilst also trying to close that gap down on Brody Steen. Oh, we've got Thomas Lankner in the chat. Pleasure to have you, Thomas. Message a couple of minutes ago. He says, hello, Jim. Good stuff. Thank you. Thank you, Thomas. Got 20 million people watching this quality battle. 24 minutes of this 30-minute race gone. Just 6 minutes left on the clock. The tyres will be taking a little bit of wear, but they will last quite well. But importantly, the fuel tanks will be emptying out, hopefully allowing these guys to pick up the pace ever so slightly. They're not the most powerful of cars, so lower fuel levels are quite important. They can certainly have quite an impact on your lap times. This has been going on so far for 25 minutes. This is the battle for third place. Michael Stead, Brodie Steen, Chris Stacey, Kevin Harris, Sam Smith, all those drivers involved in it at various points of the race. Currently, Michael Stead is in third place. He's managed to open up a little bit of a gap over Brodie Steen. Now, Brodie Steen, he's got to be careful because despite Chris Stacey and Kevin Harris battling almost every single corner, that gap is just half a second. Now, you would have thought with Chris and Kevin battling so hard that Brodie Steen might have been able to pull out a little bit of a gap, but so far Brodie hasn't been able to. In fact, the gap ahead of Brodie, that's to Michael Stead in third place, that is opening up to about a second, or certainly approaching a second. Now, Chris Stacey is just close enough now to, I think, to start picking up the slipstream of Brodie Steen, which he will be very thankful for as they enter into the fast back straight. Now, you can see the difference in lines. I'm not sure if you picked that up on the camera work there of Joe, who's doing the cameras with us today. But Chris Stacey taking a much later apex, Kevin an earlier apex. But look at the momentum difference that the two drivers managed to carry through the corner. Chris Stacey almost putting a move on Brodie Steen as they're side by side. That was incredibly impressive. The late apex of Chris Stacey, massive difference between the momentum he carries through that corner and the other two drivers there that we saw, Michael Stead in third place and Kevin Harris in sixth place. Sorry, Brodie Steen rather. No, I'm getting all my names wrong. Let me go back. Brodie Steen in fourth place, Chris Stacey and Kevin Harris. That was the comparison we were making. Chris Stacey carrying that momentum through turn one. Brodie Steen and Kevin Harris really losing out. We'll stick with this battle because oh no, there's a spin there. Is that Kevin Harris making a mistake there? I'm not sure if there was contact involved. If it was minimal. It was front of car two of one, rear wing of the other. But Kevin Harris spinning there, losing a place to Sam Smith. He's out ahead of Fred Locklear. I think he'll be able to get back up to speed before Fred Locklear manages to get that overtake done. That's a big shame for Kevin Harris because that was some really close racing into the dying minutes of this race. Nonetheless, Brodie Steen is still in fourth place. Chris Stacey now picks up fifth. Sam Smith moves up into sixth. Oh my word, Chris Stacey getting very wild on the exit of that corner. He's just picking up the slipstream of Brodie Steen. Just 3 minutes left on the clock and the racing and the battling is picking up now. Such a shame to lose Kevin Harris from that battle. It was looking like a three-way fight over fourth place. Nonetheless, though, we still have Brodie Steen and Chris Stacey fighting hard. These sequence of corners are almost flat out. Chris Stacey picking up on the slipstream into the braking zone for the fast-ish left-hander. Well, there they go. Chris Stacey choosing so far to hold back. Then we have the right-hander, which many drivers take plenty of curb on the inside on the apex. Jamie Pyatt still out in the lead as we watch Brodie Steen and Chris Stacey battling hard over fourth place. Jamie Pyatt in the lead. He's got about a 3-second gap over Sean Allen in second place. Michael Stead is a further 2 seconds back in third place. And then we have this battle, Brodie Steen and Chris Stacey. 2 minutes just over on the clock. Once again, we get to look at the different lines through turn one that Chris Stacey and Brodie Steen take. Chris Stacey not managing to capitalise maybe as much as he has done on previous laps, but nonetheless, he is picking up the slipstream of Brodie Steen down that back straight. Has he got enough momentum to go to the inside? He has a cheeky little look, but Brodie Steen, he's going to shut that door. Will Chris Stacey have a go on the brakes with 1 minute and 40 seconds on the clock? He does, but Brodie Steen's confident of his braking limits, keeps it all in check. Once again, Brodie Steen is holding on to fourth place. Now this is a really good, so far, we've still got another minute and a half racing to go, but race on Oz, that's Brodie Steen, and I think further up the field, that is Sean Allen, I think. Yes, Sean Allen is the other driver. So at the moment, for that team, Racer on Oz, that's a 2nd and a 4th place. They'll be very pleased with that indeed. Chris Stacey is hoping to change that, though. He's hoping to make it a 2nd and 5th place if he can just find a way past Brody Steen. Oh, mistakes over there from Chris Stacey. I didn't quite catch what happened. Hopefully Joe did, but Chris has dropped a long way back. He's not going to be picking up 4th place off Brody Steen. In fact, he has to be a little bit careful that Sam Smith doesn't pick up the place. Not sure exactly what happened, but clearly Chris getting a little bit wild there and losing out, but he hasn't lost position as he's got just 30 seconds on the clock. So as it stands, it looks like 1st, 2nd, 3rd and 4th now are fairly fixed. 5th and 6th has got a reasonable gap between them as well. So I'm going to switch back down to 9th and 10th. That's Matt Legally and Jeremy Talbot. Jeremy Talbot now pulling to the inside of Matt Legally down that back straight as the leaders have finally battled their way to more stable positions. A bit of a gap between them two, but Matt Legale in the Castrol green and white car running a little bit wide. Oh no, he's gifted that place to Jeremy Talbot. Jeremy Talbot up to 9th place, but Jeremy Talbot outdoes himself on the brakes as well, and Matt Legale then takes that position back again. Last minute changing of order between Matt Legale and Jeremy Talbot. That was some of the closest racing we were having at the time, after the battle for 4th finally resolved itself in the dying minutes of this race. Moving a little bit further back then, as the drivers probably come round to the last lap, we're going to move back now to Matt Bailey, I think, who's having a great battle with... I thought he was having a great battle. Yes, Alan Ramsbottom. They were closer when I looked at the split times. About a second separating Matt Bailey and Alan Ramsbottom. So as we're on the last lap, we'll, despite my rapid camera switching that I'm trying to communicate to Joe, which I'm sure he's keeping up on, we're going to switch to Jamie Pyatt. He's out in the lead. He's led most of this race fairly comfortably. That lead extending up to 3, if not 4 seconds at one point. It's down to 2 at the moment, but Jamie Pyatt will be just making sure he makes it around the track. He is in the closing stages, just 3 or 4 more corners to go. He's approaching midpoint of the 2nd sector. You can see the gap is around 2 seconds back to Sean Allen. Sean Allen having a great race, involved in many battles, whilst Jamie Pyatt, he was able to keep out in the lead, keep in the clean air, and not get tangled in any of those battles for 2nd, 3rd or 4th. End of the 2nd sector, just 2 more corners to go for Jamie Pyatt, and we'll be watching him cross that finish line for another win for him. He leads the championship, so he'll be very pleased with that. But also remember, top 10 are reversed, so Jamie Pyatt will be down to 10th place for race 2. A lot of work for him to do, but congratulations to Jamie Pyatt. That should be it. Yes, checkered flag is out. Jamie Pyatt across the line. Sean Allen is across the line. Michael Stead will be there, not much further behind. Then Brody Steen takes home 4th place. Chris Stacey, a last minute mistake from him means he wasn't able to try and get 4th place off Brody Steen. But Chris Stacey in 5th, Sam Smith in 6th, Kevin Harris, he was battling for 4th for so long, but he finishes in 7th after a mistake. Fred Locklear 8th. Matt Legale will be across the line in a few moments' time, taking over 9th place. Jeremy Talbot and Matt were battling towards the end. Jeremy ends up with 10th place after outbraking himself on that last lap. 11th place will be the next driver. That's Andrew Scott. He will remain in 11th place. Jeremy Talbot will be in pole position because he is 10th in this top 10 reversed. So Jeremy Talbot will be in the lead for race 2, but Andrew Scott takes home 11th. Pavel Koshkin takes home 12th. Steve Legale 13th. A few places improved from his grid finish for Steve Legale, so he will be pleased. Matt Bailey in 14th. Alan Ramsbottom, one of the reserve drivers, 15th for him. Nick Moulton will be next, 16th for him. Jack Trooper, he crosses the line in 17th. Ollie McGowan has already finished. He's in 18th. Just Aidan Karenan to come across the line. I'm not sure if he's maybe run out of fuel. He seems to be quite slow. No, he's all right. He's coming. So Aidan Karenan will come over in 19th place. And 20th place was Ashley Cowan. That really was an exciting race, and hopefully we will pick up on a few of the guys. We'll come over to the green room shortly. But yes, we had a 30-minute race. Jamie Pyatt was out there in the lead, as you saw. He didn't get a lot of screen time, and I'll have to apologise to Jamie if he comes into the green room later on. But yeah, he had a resounding victory, clean racing out in the open space. Consistent lap times from Jamie Pyatt. and he wins race 1 of the 4th round of the RDTCC Season 11. Sean Allen brings home 2nd. 3rd, as I said, for Michael Stead. 4th place, Brody Steen, Chris Stacey, Sam Smith, Kevin Harris. All those drivers were battling over 4th, but 4th goes to Brody Steen. Chris Stacey in 5th place. He nearly managed to get that 4th place off Brody late on, but not quite. So we'll move over to the green room in a moment. I believe we have a 10-minute period between these 2 races before we start race 2. As I say, race 2 is going to be a reverse top 10 of race 1. Yeah, just seen a message from Alex. Alex was the DNF from this race. Technical issues. Hopefully he'll be back into race 2. He'll be able to certainly rejoin the server. It'd be a shame if Alex isn't able to at least enjoy race 2 as well. So I believe we've got a 10-minute pause now between race 1 and race 2, although the server has advanced straight to race 2. You can't hear him, but hopefully Chris will sort that out. Chris is our admin for this evening. I do have admin rules, so maybe I can do that if they need to, but this is not actually race 2 at the moment. They won't be doing this. There should be a 10-minute pause between the 2. I'm trying to see if Chris Stacey's on the server. I can see him still there in Roaring Pipe Maniac, so hopefully he will sort that out soon. But yeah, we've got a 10-minute pause between the 2 races. Race 2 will be reverse grid. Certainly some of the drivers not making it out onto the grid there, so we just wait for the admin to sort that out. As I say, should be a 10-minute pause between the 2. Not sure if Chris Stacey is able to do that at the moment. Once we get into that 10-minute break, there we go. So it's rolled over to practice. There we go. He was just doing it directly on the server rather than the usual in-game chat admin commands that you can do. But yes, server's rolled back over to practice, and we've got the warm-up period. So that's where we'll be remaining whilst the grid is re-randomized. Alex Schmertz, if he's able to rejoin the server, hopefully will be able to. We'll certainly hope he gets another race for the second event. We're just going to wait for the grid standings, but I craftily took a little screenshot of the finishing positions. So looking at those, and that's going to mean that Jeremy Tolbert, who finished in 10th, he will be pole for the second race. Matt Legale will be in 2nd, Fred Locklear in 3rd, Kevin Harris 4th, Sam Smith 5th, Chris Stacey 6th on the grid, Brody Steen 7th, Michael Stead 8th, Sean Allen 9th, and Jamie Pyatt will be 10th. Then we have the remainder of the grid who will be in their normal position. So that will be Andrew Scott. Pavel Koshkin is in 12th, 13th is Steve Legale, then Matt Bailey follows him in 14th. Alan Ramsbottom will have 15th, Nick Milton 16th, Jack Trooper takes on 17th place. Ollie McGowan in the cheeky temporary skin, he's in 18th place. Aidan Kerrinan in 19th, Ashley Cowan in 20th, Alex Mertz brings home 21st for round 2. Hopefully Alex will be able to get in to the grid. Now let's see if we have anybody going to join us in the green room. I'm just going to have a look at my team speak. Nobody's there yet. I'm sure Joe will advise me of when we move over to there. So we've got 9 minutes remaining of a warm-up. Hopefully a few of the guys will pop into that green room. We can have a chat with them. It would be very nice to do so if we can. Joe let me know, whisper those things into my ears? Is it worth me just popping up to one of the other chat rooms and inviting a few guys over, do you think, or should we wait for them to appear? Oh, Joe's not letting me know. Joe's going to let me know. As I say, usually it's my wife whispering things in my ear, but tonight we have Joe. Joe is our cameraman. He's able to communicate with me. You guys can't hear him, but yeah, he's able to communicate with me, give me the top tips on where the action is out on the grid. But he's my advisor. I think he's done these streams for all, if not most, of the previous rounds. All of them. He's done all of them. So he is the expert. And I'm definitely much the newbie here, but he's keeping me on the straight and narrow. He's keeping me going as we have 8 minutes left. We're hoping to get a few guys into the green room. It would be great if we do. After all, I do have 8 minutes to fill here. I'd rather have that filled with a few questions, a bit of feedback from the drivers from race 1 and what their thoughts were, rather than just having me attempting to fill 8 minutes of airtime. Oh, with a slight delay that we had for Chris resetting the server. I could just see in the chat messages he was kicked out of the game, some sort of problem. When he went back to the bits, he had some sort of problem. Fred Locklear also having the same. So yes, that should hopefully be resolved when Chris Stacey reorganises that grid. I think Alex Smertz has managed to get back on the server. I do hope he managed to. Yes, I can see a message that he's got into the game. Yes, and there he is out on the timing lists. I'm going to go and nudge a few people, Joe, see if we can get a few of the guys in there. Only if they're willing to. Obviously, this is their practice as well, but we'll see if we can. Just had a word with Jamie. Hopefully he's going to jump into the green room in a second. Joseph just dragged me back to the live stream, but he said he was going to come down hopefully in a moment. I'll put a message on the chat. There we go, he's in the green room, so I'm just going to head over to the green room. Championship. 17 points, I think, separating first to fifth. So very, very close. That's in the championship. But obviously, first place on the grid for you. You managed
very happy with that.
Yeah, you kept out there in the clean bit of track, really. The battle further on between second was not too bad, but third and fourth was very hectic. But yeah, you kept out in the space and seemed to keep it all together.
Yeah, I saw my nemesis at the end, Sean Allen, get through eventually and start tracking me down, but I was thankfully had just enough in hand to careful with the tyres going off at the end.
Yeah, I noticed that at various points you kind of managed to open up a gap of maybe 3, if not 4 seconds. But so at the end, you weren't kind of easing off on the pace. It was definitely, you felt that it was Sean Allen gaining, closing that gap rather than you backing off slightly to save tyres or anything.
Bit of both, probably. As they started to get a bit skatey, I was being a little more careful, braking a little bit earlier, and obviously he had a target to chase and was doing it really well and really putting me under the pump.
Well, yeah, it was a great finish for you. Now, I'm fresh to the stream. I'm a stand-in commentator, Jamie. Do you happen to know what the point allocation is for a win? If you can tell me how much you've improved.
I actually don't. I think it starts at either 50, I think, 50, and goes down only by a point each position. So that's why it's so tight. We're you you don't lose a hell of a lot if you drop a position or two. So
no, that I thought maybe given that the top positions in the championship are kind of separated by 5 points, I'd wrongly assumed that maybe there were 5-point differences between the positions, but obviously...
No, I think there are only one, actually.
Okay, well in which case that kind of emphasises maybe your lead over the other drivers, or you lead in the championship, so a 5-point lead is actually quite more significant than maybe I'd first thought. So anyway, well done.
Pretty steady,
Jamie.
thank you for that.
No worries, well, a great race. I mean, I have to say, we didn't give you much screen time, so you were making such a quality job out there in the lead, and the battle further back in the field was so close that you got little screen time, but nonetheless...
I'd be more than happy with that every race.
No problem. Well, 10th place for you in the second event. Just 3 minutes remaining of the warm-up, so I'll let you go, Jamie. With a bit of luck, we might get somebody else in here, but congratulations and the best of luck, sir, for race 2.
Thanks so much. See you, mate. Bye.
Just managed to get hold of the winner there of race 1, Jamie Pyatt. A pleasure to talk to him. The second place was Sean Allen. I'm just going to bob into Sean Allen on race on Oz, see if he's got a minute or two. We've just got 2.5 minutes to fill. See if he's willing to come and say hello. He might not want to, given the short amount of time left on warm-up. But let's jump onto the race on Oz and see what they have to say. We've got Sean Allen hopefully coming with us for a second. Only 2 minutes left to warm up, but I'm hoping he's going to jump down here in a second. He said he would. So Sean Allen was second. He was closing that gap at the end of race 1. Just under 2 minutes of warm up left. Last thing we want to do is... Hey, Sean.
Hey, how you going?
Yeah, not bad, sir. A good race for you. You were battling hard for that third and fourth, that slightly lower down the field battle. Jamie Pyatt being able to keep in the clean track up the start. We've only got 1.5 minutes left of warm-up, so I won't keep you very long at all, sir. But it looked like an exciting race for you. How do you think it went?
Oh, it was really exciting. Starting fifth's not where I wanted to really start from, but got up to third, then sort of threw it away, turned 3. About halfway through the race, I think, from memory. But put my head down, got back into a rhythm, was able to get up to Brody, and went a bit aggressive down the inside of him there, but had a good strong run in the end and was reeling Jamie in. I was hoping I could catch up to him, but there was not enough time in there.
Well, I have to say, Jamie said similar sort of things. He said he saw Sean Allen, he saw yourself get behind him towards the latter stages of the race, and he noticed that gap was closing. It was 3 or 4 seconds between first and second for a while. Once you got into that second place, that gap was certainly closing. Another 5 minutes, and I think we'd have had a fight for the lead, Sean. But I'm going to let you go because there's just 40 seconds left of the warm-up. But thank you very much for joining us. Please do on race 2, depending on how things go to you, come down. Any of your teammates want to come down to the good room, a bit of a chat at the end of race 2, they'd be welcome. But best of luck for race 2, sir.
Thanks, mate. I'll come down after the race.
Sorted. Catch you later.
See ya.
Okay, yeah, that was Sean Allen. So we'll jump back into, or Joe, I'm sure, will drag me back to the live stream area in a moment. Ready for race 2, just a few seconds left of a warm-up. But once again, Joe, who has done the camera work, done the streaming for all of the season 11 of the Race Department Touring Car Championship, these ARC Camaros, great little cars. If you haven't got Automobilista already, I recommend it. It's not an expensive game. The DLC is pretty cheap, but you can buy a season pass that gives you everything at once, meaning you can race in any race you want to. And the game, it's a great game. It might not have the graphical integrity of some of the latest titles, but the feel of the game is second to none. It is absolutely great. So the server's rolled over into the race mode. Guys will be maybe tweaking their setup from race 1, maybe not. Depends how happy they were with their performance and their finish, or whether their car handled slightly differently. got to wait about 40 seconds before we can go out and start watching the cars. Let's go through those good positions. And Jeremy Talbot, he finished 10th. He takes the pole position. Great chance there for Speedy Mike Racing to gain some nice points. Matt Legale, he'll be really pleased. LG Racing, Matt Legale, he is in 2nd place on the grid. Front row for him. Fred Locklear takes home 3rd. Kevin Harris, well, he battled for 4th place all through race 1, and he is in 4th place on the grid for race 2. Sam Smith in 5th. Chris Stacey, we saw Chris Stacey fighting his way back through the grid. Didn't quite catch what happened to him early on, but something happened and he is in 6th place on the grid this time. Last race he qualified much further up the grid. So Jeremy Talbot now leading the cars around the field. I'm hoping that Alex Spurts, yes, I can see him out, he's out on track, so he's going to get a run on the track tonight. Hopefully no technical issues for Alex. It's always frustrating. Alex is one of the nicest, most gentleman of drivers. He's a great guy, often races an Automobilista, but I know he regularly, or reasonably regularly, suffers from internet-related issues. So it's good to see these back on the track, back on the server. So race 2 here of round 4. Of the Race Department's Touring Car Championship Season 11. That's a lot of numbers thrown in the mix there. Yes, round 4, Season 11. That's how many seasons we've done these Touring Car Championships. My first league actually was Season 9. That was the Marcas. That was some great racing. Really enjoyed it, and that's what got me hooked to racing with Race Department. So Jeremy just leading that field round. Coming towards the end of the lap, just 2 corners to go. Matt Legale close behind. I really do like the skin of Matt Legale. Brings back memories of the Castrol skins. Matt Legale got his teammate Steve Legale there, Legale Racing. Steve Legale back in 30th place, but Matt will be really pleased with his 2nd place front row. The good for Matt Legale. But they're just starting to form up there. Jeremy Talbot's out on the front. He's in his good spot. Matt Legale close behind. Fred Locklear is in the 3rd place. Kevin Harris 4th. Sam Smith 5th. Chris Stacey 6th. Brody Steen 7th. 8th place will be Michael Stead. 9th is Sean Allen. And 10th is Jeremy Pyatt. That's the top 10. The lights coming on. 2 lights, 3 lights, 4, 5. And it's go! Jeremy Talbot didn't look like he got the best of start. Will Matt Legale pick up the place into turn 1? It looked quite good, but no, Jeremy Talbot's going to keep hold of that place. Kevin Harris and Fred Locklear through there. Kevin Harris now up into 3rd place already from 4th, so great start for Kevin Harris. Switching to that battle further down the grid, we're riding with Kevin Harris now. It is really close. Chris Stacey's on the inside of Sam Smith. We're looking at the rear wing of Kevin Harris. Fred Locklear is pulling to the inside to defend against Sam Smith. He's got a great run around the outside. Chris Stacey is not going to gain that position, I don't think, but oh no, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he's going to pick up 2. It's 3 wide into turn 3. Oh, that's going to be close for the drivers. Keep all in control. Fred Locklear coming out the better from that battle. He now picks up 4th place. Sam Smith on the inside, but Chris Stacey's on the out. Sam Smith will have the better run into the next serious corner, the next braking zone. There is really a big bunch of drivers. Can Chris Stacey on the outside? That's going to be some wishful thinking, I think, from Chris Stacey. Chris Stacey's going to have to settle for 5th place, but no, he gets the better run out of the corner. Chris Stacey up into 5th place. Sam Smith running wide, getting very wiggly on the dirt there. Sean Allen picking up a place. So as it settles down ever so slightly, Matt Legale, I didn't even see the change in leadership, but Matt Legale now is out in the lead. Jeremy Talbot, I didn't catch that. I'm not sure what Joseph, our expert cameraman, managed to see there, but yes, we're now with Matt Legale. He's picked up the lead of Jeremy Talbot. He'll be looking to try and get a gap opened up as quickly as he can. Jeremy Talbot, if he can hold up Kevin Harris, Fred Locklear, Chris Stacey, if he can hold those guys up, Matt will be hoping to open up that gap. Jeremy Talbot not quite making the apex there, feeling the pressure of Kevin Harris already as we look back on those drivers. Kevin Harris on the inside, is he going to make the overtake stick? It's very close indeed. Into the braking zone, Jeremy Talbot, sorry, not the braking zone, the fast sweeping right, left-hander for the drivers obviously. Then we're into the braking zone. Jeremy Talbot still holding on to second place. But Kevin Harris, Fred Locklear, Chris Stacey and Sean Allen are all close behind. Slightly further back then, Chris Stacey and Fred Locklear battling once again. Chris Stacey in 5th, Fred Locklear in 4th place, I think. They're side by side into turn 1. This is going to affect their speed down that back straight and might allow Sean Allen to capitalise. Let's move to that battle. Fred Locklear running very wide. Chris Stacey is going to pick up the position, as will Sean Allen. I think he's carrying so much momentum through that corner. Fred Locklear going to defend it. Oh, you've got to be careful there, Fred. Not too much movement around the track down that straight. Sean Allen having to back off the power. Fred defending very hard there. Sean Allen having quite a bit of momentum. He had to back off the power, but a mistake from Fred Locklear. Sean Allen is going to pick up that place rather. Sean Allen up to 5th. Fred Locklear's got to join very carefully there. He's on the apex. He's doing the right thing. He's going round the track on the grass. Correct decision there from Fred Locklear. Joins as the cars exit the corner, causing a minimum amount of problems for those drivers coming through. Big shame for Fred Locklear, down to 14th place. So moving back up then to that battle up at the lead of the field. Jeremy Talbot now down into 3rd place. Kevin Harris has made his way through. Chris Stacey is in 4th place. Matt Legally hoping to capitalise on the time he's got out at the front in the clean air. But Kevin Harris, I don't think he's going to let that happen for long. So I'm now watching Matt Legale as Chris Stacey sets the fastest lap. Not particularly quick in these early stages, 122.7 for Chris Stacey, the fastest lap. I'd expect to see close to the 121s, if not into the 121s by the time we get to the end of this race. The first 5 minutes of race 2 is nearly up. Matt Legale still out in the lead, but Kevin Harris has narrowed that gap down to just 4 tenths now, under 4 tenths as they enter into turn 2. So Jeremy Talbot now getting pressured by Chris Stacey. Jeremy doing as best as he can to try and capitalise on that pole position that he had from race 1. Chris Stacey and Jeremy running wide. Chris manages to carry the momentum. He's got the outside line though into the latter stages of this lap. So 3rd and 4th seems to be where the battle is. They're trying to keep an eye on the leaders though. That's Matt Legale, Kevin Harris. That gap is closing, but Matt still managing to hold it around 4 tenths. Meanwhile, Chris Stacey's trying to find a way around Jeremy Talbot as Michael Stead sets the fastest lap, 122.255 for Michael Stead. Michael Stead currently in 6th place. Chris Stacey getting a great run through turn 1, pulls back into the slipstream of Jeremy Talbot. He's going to pop back out again any moment. There he does. Jeremy not defending this time. Chris going to the inside line. Will Jeremy look to make the move back onto turn 3 in the braking zone? He backs out early on the corner. Is he going to do it under the brakes? He's thinking about it. Chris Stacey defending into turn 3, and it looks like he's going to hold on to 3rd place now, which he's just managed to take off Jeremy Talbot. Meanwhile, in the background, the car's starting to bunch up a little bit. This is Chris Stacey in 3rd, Jeremy Talbot in 4th. Behind him is Sean Allen. Those 3 drivers separated by just 7 tenths. Michael Stead is close behind as well. 6th place for Michael Stead as it stands at the moment. I'm going to switch to the leaders then, because Matt Legale, he's definitely again feeling the pressure now of Kevin Harris. Matt Legale is certainly no slouch in these ARC Camaros, but Kevin, he's got the advantage of picking up the slipstream. Once again, Matt is a regular on Automobilista Club races. Kevin Harris just diving out of the slipstream a little bit, making sure Matt knows he's there. I don't think Matt's got any doubt about the presence of Kevin Harris so close behind. An early apex for Kevin Harris, a late apex for Matt Legale. And you can actually see the difference of that made. Look, Matt Legale seemed to be much quicker out of that corner. Kevin Harris now so far back, he's not even bothering to try and pick up the slipstream of Matt Legale, who's still out in the lead. 3, if not 4 tenths Matt managed to pull out just in turn 1. Not sure if maybe Kevin made a mistake into turn 1 or whether that was just a different lines through the corner, but Matt certainly nailing turn 1. However, on the braking zone for turn 3, he got a little bit of dirt pickup on the tyres, and seems to be losing a tenth or two as he tries to push the car to the absolute limits and keep hold of the lead. 8 minutes he's held it for so far. We didn't quite hold it for the whole of the race, but he's held it for certainly the majority of the 8 minutes. Jeremy Talbot having that lead at the start of the race, picking up pole position after finishing in 10th place in race 1. So far, we've got the first 9 drivers. I can see from my track map, the first 9 drivers are separated by just 4.3 seconds. There's hardly any breathing space between any of them. In fact, a pretty good battle is going on slightly further down the field. That's Jeremy Talbot, who's got Brody Steen just on the inside. 6th place, Jeremy Talbot. Brody Steen side by side. Oh, Brody Steen takes the position. Jeremy Talbot giving him just enough space. And they make it through that corner. We come down to the end of that back straight. Jeremy Talbot on the outside, Brody Steen on the inside. Jamie Pyatt, he started in 10th place after his first race win. He's still got a lot to do, his Jamie Pyatt. He's down into 8th place. He's not managed to pick up that many places. He's doing his best to fight his way through the grid, but despite him being a quicker driver, clearly illustrated from race 1, you still got to make the overtake happen. You can't barge your way through. The Jamie Pyatt 8th place, Sam Smith very close behind him in 9th. A little bit of 2 packs kind of opening up now. You've got 1st to 5th, and then you've got 6th to 9th, the 2 groups of drivers racing around. As we watch them go down to the closing corners. Apologies viewers, I've just got a fog in my throat. My son's just gone to get me a glass of water. Lack of commentary for a moment whilst we do that. Sorry about that, viewers. Almost a comedy moment for you, obviously. I think that's slightly better. My son get me a glass of water there. Let's try and pick up on the commentary and see what's happening. Apologies about that. Just hearing there, Matt Legale has spun from the lead. We've missed out on that. Hopefully you saw it on the stream. He's now back way down in 14th place. A big shame for Matt Legale. Kevin Harris, however, he'll be happy he hasn't had to make that overtake count. He's in the lead now. A little bit of a gap over Michael Stead in 2nd place. Further down the field then, this battle for 2nd, Michael Stead, Chris Stacey close behind. As they go across the start-finish line. 5th and 6th place, that's Jamie Pyatt. They're very close with Jamie Talbot. Chris Stacey thinking about having a look on the inside of Michael Stead at the end of the back straight there, very close into the slipstream. Still this battle of really two groups, second and third. Fourth place, Brody Steen in a little bit of space, but nothing really to write home about. Chris Stacey running a little bit wide there. 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th though, all in their battle. Once again, this battle for 4th seems very close indeed. Kevin Harris will be hoping though, whilst these battles rage, he can pull out a bit of a lead. We're approaching that halfway point, 17.5 minutes give or take left on the clock. Kevin Harris now a 2.5 second give or take lead over Michael Stead in second place. Chris Stacey pushing hard to close that gap, but I think at the moment it's that battle for 6th place. He's got Sean Allen. Sean Allen finishing second in race 1. Is looking at the back of Jeremy Talbot. Jeremy doing his best to hold on to the positions. He started race 2 in the lead in pole position. Sean Allen now getting a great run out of turn 1. Sam Smith now closing that gap. He's going to pull to the inside. Is it of both drivers? Is he? Oh, he's not quite brave enough to go 3 wide into turn 2. But Sam Smith and Sam Smith and Sean Allen rather both past Jeremy Talbot between turn 1 and turn 2. But Jeremy Talbot looking about having the inside as Sam Smith and Sean Allen get bunched up. It doesn't quite make it happen. So Jeremy Pyatt now the winner of race 1 up into 5th place. Started in 10th up into 5th. 16.5 minutes left on the clock. About 5 seconds between Jamie Pyatt in 5th place and Kevin Harris out in the lead. Sean Allen and Sam Smith now, they are battling over 6th and 7th place. Kevin Harris is still managed to pull out a bit of a lead, but Sam Smith on the inside as they go into the start, finish straight. Sean Allen on the outside. I think Sean's got the better run out of the corner. Will he have enough space to be able to turn in cleanly into turn 1? Jeremy Talbot now side by side with Sam Smith. Who's going to get the better exit? Jeremy Talbot's definitely got the momentum. He's got the slipstream. Sam Smith thinking about defending, but he doesn't. Jeremy Talbot then is going to be looking to take back 7th place off Sam Smith. Oh, doesn't quite manage to do it. So Sean Allen in 6th, Sam Smith in 7th, Jeremy Talbot still fighting hard. A big wiggle there from Sean Allen. Unprovoked there, getting a little bit on the dirt, carrying too much speed through, and the back kicks out as he exits that corner. Sam Smith still getting a lot of pressure off Jeremy Talbot. I suspect the way maybe that what we saw happen down the back straight between Sam Smith and Jeremy Talbot, that maybe Jeremy is running a slightly higher wing setup. He came out of that slipstream, he had the momentum, he seemed to lose it pretty quickly. As just Sam Smith runs a bit wide, Jeremy Talbot's going to pick up that place, I think. Yes, Jeremy Talbot back up into 7th place. Sam Smith now down into 8th place. So moving slightly further up the field then, 2nd place, Michael Stead. 3rd place, Chris Stacey. Just 3/10 separating those two drivers. Kevin Harris still managing to keep out in space. In fact, he's extended his lead ever so slightly. Jamie Pyatt, meanwhile, just set a new fastest lap for race 2, 1:22.063. Jamie Pyatt in 5th place. He is looking to close down on that gap as Chris Stacey closes in on Michael Stead, gets the inside line into turn 2. And we're seeing Matt Legale is a DNF. Not sure what's happened to Matt Legale, but he's a DNF. His car is now back in the garage. Chris Stacey on the brakes. He makes it stick on Michael Stead. So Chris Stacey now up into 2nd place. Michael Stead down to 3rd. Brody Steen and Jamie Pyatt are close behind. Just about a second gap between 3rd and 4th at the moment. If Brody Steen and Jamie Pyatt can keep it together, keep from battling, they might be able to reel in Michael Stead in 3rd place. Meanwhile, Kevin Harris, he's out in the lead. He's still got a 3-second gap over Chris Stacey, but a 2.5-second gap rather over Chris Stacey. But Chris Stacey will now be very keen on closing that gap. He's got 13 minutes on the clock, just over 13 minutes. A little under half the race to go. That is enough time for Chris Stacey to close that gap and look at claiming a victory with a bit of luck. Certainly from his point of view anyway, on race 2. Michael Stead there, he's not given up. He's still tucked into the rear wing of Chris Stacey. Chris running a little bit wide there. Michael Stead's got the momentum down the back straight, so I expect to see that position change again. Meanwhile, Jamie Pite makes it past Brody Steen. Jamie Pite now up into 4th place. The winner of race 1, carving his way up through the grid. 17 minutes of this race gone, and Jamie Pite from 10th place on the grid has now up into 4th. This battle over 2nd is still raging. Basically, this is, if anything, allowing Kevin Harris to get a little bit of space opened up. He'll be hoping it lasts as long as possible, whilst Chris Stacey tries to get a little bit of breathing space over Michael Stead. That's Chris Stacey in 2nd, Michael Stead in 3rd. Just behind is Jamie Pite in 4th. 1 second covering 2nd, 3rd and 4th as it stands at the moment, and another half a second to take us back to Brody Steen in 5th place. Now Sean Allen was really quick in race 1. He started race 2 in 9th place. He's up to 6th at the moment. So Jamie Pite doing a better job of fighting his way through the grid than Sean Allen, who started 1 position ahead of him in race 2. Still this battle for 2nd place. Chris Stacey's got it at the moment. Michael Stead's there. He's just about in the slipstream. Halfway down that back straight. Chris Stacey defending. I don't think he's going to need to. I don't think Michael Stead's got the run. No, he doesn't. The gap wasn't close enough as they exited turn 1. A better line though, I think, for Michael Stead through that turn 2 into turn 3, but Chris Stacey's very good on the brakes. Keeps all under control. I've just been told that Chris Stacey and Michael Stead are teammates. Did a good job. I'm a rookie to this commentating for the RDTCC. So yes, that would explain why these guys aren't pushing each other too hard. They won't be at all interested in hindering each other's race. In fact, they might be doing team orders over TeamSpeak, concentrating on trying to close that gap down to Kevin Harris. If they can keep that racing clean, then Chris Stacey and Michael Stead might be able to close that gap. It's still around the 3-second mark between 1st and 2nd. That's Kevin Harris in the lead, Chris Stacey in 2nd. Jamie Pite though, he is doing a great job of trying to bring in 2nd and 3rd place. Currently around 8 tenths between 2nd and 4th. That was Chris Stacey in 2nd. Jamie Pite, who started in 10th, now up to 4th and trying to close that gap. Nose to tail is Chris Stacey and Michael Stead down that back straight. Look, Michael Stead could definitely have tried to put a move on there, but these guys, as they're in the same team, are playing it intelligently. They're using a little bit of tactics. The last thing they want to do is be battling between themselves when they've got Jamie Pite closing in behind them and Brody Steen not far behind either. Kevin Harris now made his way past the first of the lapped drivers. Ollie McGowan is the first of the drivers, I think, to be lapped. Of the drivers still running, of course. Anyway, Kevin Harris now through there. He's lost a 10th or 2 in doing so. Chris Stacey has managed to close that gap down to 2.5 seconds. It's always harder for the leader to make his way past the lapped drivers, because it's the first time they're going to get lapped, so they may not be quite as aware as to what's going on, or in particular what is closing in behind them, or who is closing in behind them, should I say. Chris Stacey might have a slightly easier job as Kevin Harris runs very wide in turn 1. He'll have lost a little bit of time there. I'm sure he'll have picked up a track violation for that one. Chris Stacey now picking up half a second due to that, well, I would say fairly big mistake there from Kevin Harris. Maybe his rhythm broken slightly by the lap driver. Just carries too much speed through turn 1. So back with Chris Stacey and Michael Stead still ticking off those laps. Chris Stacey 2nd, Michael Stead 2 tenths behind. I mean, don't get me wrong, Chris Stacey's still going to be feeling that pressure, but they'll know to be doing their best to keep it clean. Unless Chris makes a mistake, I very much doubt Michael Stead will be looking to overtake. They want to keep those lap times as low as possible as they try and force Kevin Harris into mistakes. And that 2.5 second lead that Kevin's currently got can be closed up. But this battle for second, it's Chris Stacey still in second, but Michael Stead third, Jamie Pyatt fourth, Brody Steen in fifth, and that is just 8/10 separating second to fourth. We've got 19 million people still watching on the stream. Just 7.5 minutes left on the clock. Don't want to ask any questions, make any comments, then please do so. It's a pleasure to have the interaction there on the stream. Chris Stacey now pulling to the inside. Michael Stead following closely behind. Jamie Pyatt. He's not quite close enough yet to pick up that slipstream. So 7 minutes remaining. Kevin Harris, he's still got the 2 and a bit second lead over Chris Stacey. You almost sense that even though second and third are teammates, that maybe Jamie Pyatt is thinking, no, we need to just focus on closing that gap, because I haven't yet seen him put a huge amount of pressure on Michael Stead. Now, something that Chris Stacey will be hoping is obviously his teammate Michael Stead, if Jamie Pyatt looks at doing the overtake, that Michael holds him up as much as possible. We go across the finish line once more. Looking further down the grid, there's a few groups of drivers fairly close, but definitely this is the closest battle we've got going on at the moment. 13th and 14th are pretty close, that's Matt Bailey and Alan Ramsbottom, but this battle for second is clearly where it's at. Still just 1 second separating 4 drivers. They reach the end of the back straight once more. This is impressive consistency from Chris Stacey. I personally find it very difficult to be out in the lead. He's got not 1, not 2, but 3 cars chasing him. One of them obviously is his teammate, but nonetheless, being out in the lead and still setting those quick lap times when you're trying to keep an eye on what's going on in your rearview mirror, I find personally very difficult. And Chris Stacey is making it look pretty easy at the moment as we approach the 5 minutes to go mark of this half-hour race 2. This is quite similar to the battle for 4th place that we saw in race 1, although there was much more actual overtaking in that battle. These guys are keeping it very clean and tidy at the moment, neither willing to, if anything, push for the overtake and risk losing 2 or 3 places in the process if the overtake doesn't actually happen. Michael Stead once more having a little look on the inside, but as I say, they are teammates, they'll be keeping it nice and tidy. Jamie Pyatt will be hoping that these guys make a mistake. He wants to push one of them into mistake. He's into that slipstream though now of Michael Stead. But once again, because Michael Stead's got the slipstream with Chris Stacey, it is really hard for Jamie Pyatt. Jamie Pyatt, I was wondering if Jamie Pyatt was going to get an overlap there. It was hard to see from the camera angle I was watching, but he doesn't manage to. Chris Stacey getting checked up a little bit as he takes a defensive line through that corner. Michael Stead also feeling the pressure of Jamie Pyatt close behind. Brody Steen dropping back ever so slightly, still within a second of each of these 4 drivers, but a slightly bigger gap between Jamie Pyatt and Brody Steen than there is between 2nd, 3rd and 4th. That's Chris Stacey, Michael Stead and Jamie Pyatt. Around the last corners of this circuit, all the cars getting a bit ragged over the curbs there. Michael Stead's very close to the rear wing. Oh my God, it's a big slide there. Michael Stead did a great job of getting that under control. He got onto the curbs and then he got onto the grass. It was in the slipstream of Chris Stacey, and so easily that could have been spun into the pit lane dividing wall. But he uses all his skill to keep that under control. Michael Stead definitely into the slipstream, and once again he's getting very ragged on the exit of turn 1. Jamie Pyatt's going to be looking to have that place. Michael Stead's coming through on the inside. Jamie Pyatt looking to make a move as these teammates go side by side into turn 3. Jamie Pyatt having to back out of that. He's fully aware that these guys are teammates. Even if I wasn't, he will be aware. As he looks to find his way past any of these two drivers. That's Chris Stacey now in third and Michael Stead in second. Jamie Pyatt getting the better exit there. Is he going to have a look on the inside into the braking zone for the left-hander? Let's have a look. I think he's going to have a little look. He does. He dives to the inside. Can he make it count? Side by side. If Chris can hold it on the outside, then he'll have the best line through the second to last corner. Jamie holding back, keeping it smooth as Brody Steen rather, gets very wild on the exit, taking a little bit too much curb. The rear of the car getting unsettled. Chris Stacey using as much track as he can. Jamie Pyatt tucked in behind. Meanwhile, Michael Stead is opening up a little bit of a gap as Chris and Jamie battle. Chris running a bit wide. Jamie Pyatt now got the run out of that corner. He's side by side with Chris Stacey. A little bit of rubbing as they go down this back straight. But Jamie Pyatt's got the position. He's having to defend as Chris Stacey tries to tuck into the slipstream. Chris has got to be careful there. He's almost out on the marbles, but he manages to keep it all together right to the outside of the track. Jamie Pyatt into the braking zone. So Jamie Pyatt started in 10th. Up to third place with just 1.5 minutes left of this race 2. Great performance we're seeing once again from Jamie Pyatt. He won race 1, qualified therefore in 10th place with the top 10 reversed from race 1. Forced his way through, or not forced his way through, rather fought his way through up into third place. Sean Allen was second place in the grid and he's had a good race as well, but he has only made it so far up into 6th place. Meanwhile, the leader, Kevin Harris, I haven't mentioned him much, but he has been consistent other than 1 or 2 mistakes. He's been consistent out there in the lead with just a minute left on the clock. Kevin Harris has 2.5 seconds over Michael Stead in second place. Haven't given Kevin much screen time. He's got a lap driver between himself and second place, which is a useful buffer for him to have. As we're watching second, third and fourth and fifth all strung out in the background. Michael Stead in second in this green with orange highlights car. Jamie Pyatt just about picking up the slipstream. 30 seconds left on the clock. I suspect we've got this lap and one more after it. And Jamie Pyatt will be hoping if he can get into that slipstream for the last lap. Chris Stacey runs wide in the background. Can he keep it under control in the braking zone? He's on the dirt on the apex as well. Brody Steen will be hoping that he can capitalise on that, but I think Chris is going to manage to keep hold of that. He's going to be very, very close. Let's move back to Chris Stacey. He's got Brody Steen right behind. A lap driver getting involved in there, but he's doing his best to keep out of the way. That was, I think that was Aidan Kerrinan, I think, I'm not certain. But Chris Stacey, despite that mistake, just, and I mean just, holds on to 4th place. So we're going to switch back to that battle for second. One more lap to go. The clock has reached 0. This will be the last lap, I think. I don't think we're going to get checkered flag on this one. Jamie Pyatt trying to get into that slipstream of Michael Stead. Yes, we've got one more lap to go. This is now the last lap that the leaders are on as it stands. Kevin Harris, 2-second lead over Michael Stead. It has shrunk that gap a little bit, but not by enough for Kevin to lose this race without a serious mistake. But meanwhile, Michael Stead has got Jamie Pyatt on the outside as they approach turn 2. Jamie Pyatt carrying a lot of momentum there. Michael Stead's going to have the racing line though. Jamie Pyatt opts to go back to the inside. Is he going to try and do it on the braking? It's the last lap. Any man who has any racing pedigree at all is going to have a little look, but Jamie Pyatt not able to do so, trying very hard. But the racing incredibly clean and Michael Stead still holds on to second place as he approached the last few corners of this race. Jamie Pyatt hasn't given up though. Carrying a bit more momentum as they enter the braking zone. 3 more corners to go. A tighter line for Michael Stead as he defends against Jamie Pyatt. He runs wide. This could be the gift that Jamie Pyatt wants. He's got momentum. He's going to have a look on the inside. No, he doesn't. I think Michael Stead's going to have this wrapped up, so we'll switch back to Kevin Harris, the leader. We'll watch him across that finish line. A great win for Kevin Harris. He kept it out at the front of the pack for long enough to win the race. Kevin Harris wins. Second place, Michael Stead. Third place, Jamie Pyatt. Chris Stacey, fourth. Fifth place, Brody Steen. Sixth place, Sean Allen. That's how little the gap was between the two. Less time than it took for me to say their names. Then we've got Jeremy Talbot. He was on pole position for race 2. He brings home 7th place. A nice finish for Jeremy. He'll be very happy with that. Sam Smith in 8th. Fred Locklear, 9th place. Top 10 finish for Ashley Cowan as he crosses the line any moment now. Closely followed by Pavel Koshkin in 11th. Steve Legale does well. 12th place for Steve Legale. Alan Ramsbottom is 30th place for Alan. Just the last corner for him. Meanwhile, 14th and 15th is incredibly close. 13th for Alan Ramsbottom. 14th, Andrew Scott. 15th place, Matt Bailey. Very little separating those two drivers. 16th is Nick Milton. Alex Smertz, technical issues for him in race 1, but he manages to finish, or will do shortly, race 2. That's good to see. But here comes Nick Milton. Alex Smertz not far behind. Congratulations to those two drivers. Then 18th place, Jack Trooper. Cross the line any moment, and that is all the drivers finished. Here is Jack Trooper. Over he goes. Great racing. Not quite as much overtaking as we saw in race 1. Quick rush through the standings then for race 2. Kevin Harris keeps hold of the lead for the majority of the race after taking it off Jeremy Talbot in the early stages. He wins race 2. Full points for him. He'll be very happy with that. Michael Stead in 2nd. Jamie Pyatt 3rd. He was in 10th for race 2 after winning race 1. Fought his way up to 3rd place. A great race for Jamie Pyatt. Chris Stacey in 4th place. Good race for him. Brody Steen in 5th. Sean Allen in 6th. Jeremy Talbot is 7th. Sam Smith brings home 8th. 9th for Fred Locklear. Ashley Cowan 10th. Pavel Koshkin 11th. Steve Legale 12th place for Steve Legale. Alan Ramsbottom is 13th, Andrew Scott 14th. A good finish there for Alan Ramsbottom, a reserve driver. Well done for him in 13th place. Matt Bailey in 15th, Nick Milton in 16th, Alex Schmertz in 17th, Jack Trooper 18th, Aidan Keranen in 19th, Ollie McGowan in 20th, Matt Legale, the only DNF. Something happened for him in race 2. He was having a good race till whatever it was went wrong. Spun out from the lead, I think I was told over the radio. But Matt Legale, only DNF in 21st place. Now, once again, we hope to get a few of the guys in the green room and get them down here for a chat, discuss how the racing went. Just message them in the game chat. Hopefully encourage a few of them over to come and say hello. Just trying to get a screen capture of the standings there. The guys come in for a chat. There we go. Got race 1 and race 2 standings there. Meanwhile, my game has just decided to throw a wobbly and has gone wrong. But nonetheless, we've got the information before it did do. So that's not too bad. Hopefully, our cameraman, Joseph Wright, is not having the same technical issues. Chris Stacey has just joined us in the live stream room. Chris, are you there, sir?
Hello.
Hey, Chris. How you doing?
Tense.
Tense, yeah. I'm not surprised. I've just got the two race finishes there from race 1 and race 2. Let's just see where you were. Yeah, race 1, you were 5th place. Pretty good finish for you. Slight improvement for race 2, 4th place for you. But you were battling for pretty much all of that race. Some intense stuff.
Yeah, it was incredibly hard, to be honest. It's so hard around this place to break the toe. So as soon as you get ahead of someone, it's really hard to get away from them. In first race, actually in both races, I had awesome starts. I just managed to gain on people. But yeah, in the first race, I made a mistake in turn 3, I think it is, and just ran wide, and then that let Kevin and Sean through, and then from then on I was just kind of battling to try and make up ground. So,
I was trying to
but
remember.
no, it was good fun though. It was very good fun. I was still a bit annoyed though because that elusive race victory is still
Still
there.
not happened. Race 1, did you qualify? I think, was it second? Do I recall correctly? I'm trying to remember where you. Are you certainly very high up on the grid? Was it third? Was it?
I was fourth in race.
Oh,
one.
you were
I
fourth.
qualified
Apologies.
fourth, yeah.
But yeah, I think it's what we found in both races is that the leader managed to get a little bit of a gap. So it was Jamie Pyatt in the first race, and Kevin Harris, once he managed to negotiate his way past Jeremy Talbot, and there was a spin for Matt Legale, who was up there in the lead for a while. But once he'd got that 2 or 3 second gap, that kind of confirms what you were saying about the draft effect, that if you can break that draft, you've got a chance of opening up a gap. But with such a fast circuit and such a long straight, whilst people can sit in that draft, you're pretty much looking at having to defend almost lap after lap into, I think it's turn 2 at the end of the long back straight, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. It's as you say, it's super difficult to actually get away from anyone. But no, credit to Jamie. He was incredibly fast. Like, when we're in these cars, it's like the margins are so small. So even if you're just like a tenth of a second quicker on a lap, that's a huge margin. So Jamie was just that little bit quicker, and so he was able to pull out a gap in the first race, and then he carved his way through the field pretty well in the second race. Me and Michael were sort of going through the team orders to try and keep him behind. I don't know if you saw, but we were kind of bump drafting each other to try and maintain a gap ahead of him.
Yeah, I did see that.
I mean, coming.
I wasn't actually aware you two were teammates because of the difference in the skins of the cars, but Joe, our cameraman, who I can hear but nobody else can hear, he advised me that you were teammates, and that suddenly made sense why you weren't attempting the overtake when it was clear that you could have possibly done if you'd wanted to. So yeah, keeping that racing clean and trying to hold Jamie Pyatt at bay, but Michael Stead managing to do so, but not so lucky for yourself, Chris. I'll tell you. I mean, it was lap after lap, and that must have been 5, if not 6 laps, where the second to 5th 4 drivers were easily under a second. There was 8 tenths separating those 4 drivers for much of the tail end of that race. So yeah, impressive stuff, and kind of nice. I wouldn't say team orders, but teamwork, I guess, between you and Michael, doing your best to maximise your speed there. Yeah,
it was a bit unfortunate. The car kind of got away from me towards the end of the second race. I don't know what was wrong with it. I just couldn't. Felt pretty undrivable for the last 5 or so laps. So I didn't have the speed. So I let Michael through. And he's very clean driver anyway. So and he managed to keep ahead.
Rudely interrupted there, Chris. I've just seen 2 drivers in the green room, so if we all hop into the green room, we can talk to them as well, because they can't get into the live stream room, I don't think. So let's hop down there.
Everyone's in here.
Yes, we're all here. You are live, guys. Be careful, you are live. We just saw you in the green room. I was talking to Chris in the live stream area, but thanks, guys, for all hopping in. So we've got in the green room, we were talking to Chris Stacey. He's still with us here in the green room. We've got Alan Ramsbottom, I believe, a reserve driver joining us here as well. Andrew Scott and Kevin Harris, the winner of race 2. Kevin, I'll come to you. We've talked to Chris for quite a while. Would you come to you, Kevin? A nice victory there. You opened up that gap. You maintained it for much of the race. Did you... Well, first of all, congratulations. Let us know how.
Cheers, man.
And what happened to Matt Legale? I didn't catch it myself. I was actually suffering from an inability to talk. I got a frog in the throat just when that happened. But yeah, what happened for Matt Legale? Because I think he was ahead of you and then spun. Is that correct?
Yeah, look, he just went a little bit deep into one of the corners, and I used the opportunity to tuck in underneath him. And once I got clear, I was able to string together a few laps, some good runs, and maintain that gap, as you said, most of the way, which is really good. I think the fact that the last, the 3 or 4 people behind me were fighting amongst each other for position just enabled me to maintain that gap and not worry too much about what was happening. It was good.
Yes, indeed. It's almost in terms of how the lead was won, or the race was won from race 1. Jamie Pyatt got that gap in race 1 and managed to hold on to it. A bit of gap between him and second place, and you did the same in race 2. So congratulations, Kevin. Kevin, where did you start on the grid? Was it second place? Do I recall correctly for race 2?
Race 1, I started in second position, and this one I started in 4th, I think it was.
Fourth. Well, that's a good work through the grid there, battling your way up from fourth and winning the race, having led, I would say, probably 3/4 of it. Very, very good, sir. Congratulations
Cheers,
on the
mate.
victory.
Thank
Now,
you.
we've also got Andrew Scott with us here. Andrew, just looking through the tables. First race, if I can spot your name, where are you, Andrew Rozier? Yes, 11th place for you in race 1 and 14th for you in race 2. How did it all pan out for you? Were you battling most of the time, or were you in clean air?
Oh no, definitely battling. First race was tough. Jeremy Talbot was in front with Pascal Koshkin. Those guys were really pushing. I managed to maintain a good gap behind them. Just wait to see what was going to happen. Eventually, I made a mistake, not them. So they got a bit of a gap on me. But yeah, it all panned out. I still ended up where I started, which was 11th. So
Well,
I was pretty happy with that event.
Consistency then is always important, as particularly in these ones.
Definitely. I mean, towards the end of these races, the tyres, you can't help but they go away very, very quickly. So the last few laps, usually more cautious than anything because of the fact you're so scared to push it.
Yes, I said that.
The tyre wear.
Indeed, because one little mistake, as we saw most of the drivers keeping it clean, but that one mistake on a couple of occasions, it cost drivers 2 or 3 places when the battling was close. Because you need the momentum. Without the momentum, you're in a bit of no man's land as people just drive past you.
Well, this is right. This is dead right. I mean, that's what happened to me in race 2. Had a bit of a bad run into the final turn and got it all out of shape. So I had a bit of a struggle to get myself back down in amongst the boys. Got past some of the back markers who were nice enough to move over. And finally finished up with I think it was 13th for the second race. And my mate Alan was 13th and I was 14th. So
that's
good
right,
job for Bad Cat Racing, yeah.
Yeah, nice work. And we've got Alan here as well. I may have this wrong, Alan, and apologies if I have. Are you a reserve driver today, Alan? Or have I got that completely wrong?
Yes, no, I'm a reserve for. I'm in for Glenn. Andrew roped me in,
No worries. Now I'm a kind of a stand-in commentator myself, so I kind of in a very remote way know how you feel. But let me know how the reserves work. So are you driving and picking up the points for another driver? Is that how it works with the reserves?
I believe so. Yes, I'm hoping so.
Well, nonetheless, good races for you. Sorry, Chris, were you about to advise us on exactly how that works?
It's so Alan will score points for himself, so he'll be on the scoreboard, but he will also score points for the team. So
okay.
Him filling in for Sean. Oh, sorry, not Sean. Sorry, who were you filling in for?
It was Glenn, I think.
Glenn.
Glenn Collins.
Glenn.
Yeah.
So you'll score points for yourself, but you'll also score points for your teammate. But Glenn won't get any points because he didn't race. So that's how that all happens.
Right. Okay. No worries.
Well, nonetheless, Alan, I hope you enjoyed the racing that you had today. You seem to have 2 pretty good races battling your way in the sort of midfield part. So 15th, I think, was your finish in race 1, and a slight improvement, 2 places better in race 2. So lots of battles, lots of good racing. In fact, I have to say, I mean, to all of you that are here in the green room, the racing was very close, but incredibly clean as well. And I'm not sure, I think that's a combination of driver skill, obviously, but also the size of these cars, these micro machines. They kind of lend themselves to side-by-side racing. There's room on the racing line for 2, as it were, so it works really well.
Yeah, it's my first time I've ever driven in automobiles. I do a lot in AC and R-Factor 1, so it was a new thing for me. Exciting and good. I really enjoyed it, and I hope I'm back.
Well, great stuff. Well, I hope to see you in more leagues and certainly more club races, Alan. We could always do with the drivers, make those grids as big as possible. Chris, I mean, you're the admin here, you're the league organizer. Anything you want to add, or shall I round off the stream? What are you thinking?
You can.
You can round it up. No worries. Well, it's been thank you very much, guys. It's been round 4 of the Race Department Touring Car Championship. I've done my best to commentate. It's been a lot of fun. I haven't had all the background knowledge as the regular streamers, but or commentators rather, but it's a lot of fun. Joseph Wright, rather, he's in the background. You can't hear him, but he has been whispering sweet nothings into my ear all the race and advising me what's going on. But he's here doing all the camera work. So big thank you to Joseph. Big thank you to Chris for the organisation and all the drivers, especially those that came to the green room and had a little chat with us. It's been a lot of fun. Hopefully you'll join us for further streams. Chris, when's the next event for the season 11 of the RDTCC?
It is in exactly 2 weeks' time from Brands Hatch.
Oh, that's going to be a good one. Brands Hatch, one of my favourite circuits. And we finish up with Bathurst a couple of weeks after that, July the 1st, if I can see the smaller writing on the screen there. So that should be a great one as well. So thank you very much once again. I hope you've enjoyed the streaming on Twitch and on YouTube. If you ever want to come and race with us on at Race Department, it's not just on Automobilista, all the main games out there, Assetto Corsa, Race Room Racing Experience, and many others we all race on. So could you come and join us? Great fun. And a good time is sure to be had. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll let Joseph roll the exit movie. Thanks very much, Joe, and thank you very much, guys, for watching.
Cheers.